Are Mainers who take part in Maine's medical marijuana law breaking federal law, even if their conduct is supposedly protected by the state?
Well, the U.S. Attorney for Maine says yes. Rob Poindexter has a reaction.
Nearly 60% of Mainers voted in favor of the Maine medical marijuana law back in 2009. Now U.S. Attorney Thomas Delahanty says in a letter to lawmakers and the Attorney General, those participating in the program are violating federal law regardless of how citizens voted or what state law says. And the federal law will be vigorously enforced.
The federal drug laws, they take very seriously. I think I take those very seriously too. And they've expressed their intention to enforce those.
Under federal law, marijuana is a Schedule I drug. The U.S. Attorney's letter came in response to Representative Deb Sanderson's bill that would make registering with the state optional for patients, but caregivers would still be required to do so.
As a legislator, our state has a right to institute the laws that we feel is best for our citizens, and our citizens clearly want this.
But the U.S. Attorney sent a very clear message.
So it's almost, if you're a caregiver, operating at your own risk at this point?
Well, anybody using marijuana in Maine is operating at some risk of prosecution by the federal government.
The language in the U.S. Attorney's letter is clear. Even if caregivers are abiding by state law, they're still breaking federal law. So what do caregivers think?
I feel threatened, feel intimidated, and I want to know why it is that we can't seem to have we the people rule ourselves. We said it was okay.
Jacob McClure is on the board of directors for the Maine Medical Marijuana Caregivers Association and says some caregivers are considering giving up rather than risk going to prison.
I think to see people being intimidated into ceasing and desisting what they're doing when it's helping other people in their community, I think that's just a real shame.
The Federal Drug Enforcement Agency came into Maine and arrested a caregiver who was abiding by Maine law. Would there be anything that the state government could do for them?
Nothing. Nothing.
So they're on their own.
They're on their own.
Yeah.
Rob Poindexter, WABI TV 5 News, Augusta.